let's fucking rock. Are you ready to rock?
How's everybody feeling?
Yeah, there we go.
You feeling good? Oh yeah.
Review. All right, so our first lineup, our first one-on-one match.
Possibly the hardest one.
Very hard. Detroit Rock City versus Creatures of the Night.
Yes.
And I'm glad that's hard for you too, because this one is really tough for me.
This was the toughest one.
Yeah, I'm probably with you on that. That's
you want me to go through my note real quick?
Yeah, go through you can lead on this one and I'll follow up.
Okay. Let me turn
I led on Maiden.
Phone
you still did better.
On airplane.
Airplane motherfucking mode, ninja.
So that way it doesn't get that weird. All right, so Detroit City I have. The tale of a fan speeding starts different than anything Kiss had done before or has done since. Sound effects giving the idea this person is on his way to see Kiss. Then through the song, they break down his story. The opening riff is a classic. That lean. Gene's little bass riff he does, that boom boom, beat-a-doo-doo. Love that. That's probably one of my favorite things Gene ever does.
Yep.
One of Peter's best drumming performances. I don't really get to brag on him very often, so because he's more of a jazz technical drummer than a hard rock metal guy. That breakdown, the in the middle of the song before the solo, and then classic solo into the dueling guitars, the drum before the solo, and then Paul comes in and they do the dueling guitar.
And kind of harmonized.
Yeah. So cool. And then the drums right before the last line into the car crashing, and it's like get up. That part is fucking so good. I love it. I love Detroit Rock City. Yeah. It's one of those Kiss hits that I can listen to all the time and not get tired of it.
Yes.
There's a few on Destroyer that I do get tired of. And then for Creatures, I have drums, excellent vocals from Paul, machine gun guitars from Steve Harris of Mr. Mister, and excellent harmonies.
Steve Ferris.
What did I say? Oh, Steve
Harris.
It corrected it from last week.
Okay.
Or last time. Steve Ferris, yes. But yeah, that's all I have for Creatures. Yeah.
Okay. Detroit Rock City. I'll go, and then
you say Detroit.
No. I mean, I was going to talk my notes.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So Detroit Rock City, I don't have a lot of notes on. A lot of them correlate with yours. Mm-hmm. The drums, so you kind of get that jazzy feel to it, but it goes with the music, because you can change the guitars and bass. You can put any drum beat and change the guitars and bass, and it'll be a totally different song. Mm-hmm. Because drums are everything's derivative of blues and jazz and all the classical stuff like that. Right. So anyways, Detroit Rock City is the radio hit that I don't get tired of. Like you said, it's just an awesome song. Gets me pumped. It's one I've worked out to. It's one that what's that movie that they play it all the time in, where the kid's a nerd or whatever. He LARPs or something.
Oh,
Role Models.
Yeah.
That's Love Gun. Love Gun. Sorry. But anyways, that song gets me pumped too. It's in D sharp. I noticed that the sound was it was just a bit lower than a standard tuning, so I had to look it up. It's D sharp.
Half a step down.
Yep. And I love the drums on it.
Yep.
Creatures of the Night, that is in standard tuning. I had to look that up because I was like, it sounds a little heavier, but the whole album does. At the start, I love, it's like almost a harmonically, because it goes bam, boom, boom, that you can hear the harmonics, the natural harmonics on that's
like that breakdown in that notes. Song. It's like that beep,
Yeah.
It sounds like it could almost be done on a keyboard, which I guess it could be technically, but
love the drum intro on Creatures of the Night. It's a total sound difference and vibe from 6 years earlier.
Honestly, it's a total different vibe from anything they've ever done.
Yeah, it is.
It's the whole record is. It's by far. I mean, even on their ads on the TV and the radio back then, they said heavy metal. It's the only time that they were labeled heavy metal by the band. They've always said they're hard rock.
You could definitely put this in at that time, a softer heavy. It's not
heavy metal.
But it's like it is pushing the boundary of metal. Still that nighttime world gimmick, but I like this one more than most of those. So the Creatures of the Night the Creatures of the Night. It's such a fucking cool song, man. And to now know that what Ace didn't do guitar on it.
Yeah.
And then the drummer we just talked about. Eric Carr. Okay, so he did the drums on that. Yeah. So he's kick ass. He did the drums on the whole album.
Yes.
He's a great drummer.
Eric came in. They just done Unmasked. He did the tour for Unmasked, which was he did one show in New York, and then they did Europe and Australia, and then they came back and did The Elder. And he's like, "What the fuck? This isn't what I signed up for." So his first record was music from The Elder, which is the concept record that it's a 50-50 split with Kiss fans. If you like it or you don't. Yeah. I hated it as a kid. Now I love it. But I like a lot of stuff now that I didn't like then, so it's weird. But this proved that he was the right guy for the job because they needed a kick in the pants and they got it.
Yeah. Dude, it's a tough one. It's really, and I really wish it's one where we could go half point because Detroit Rock. Yeah, it's so tough. If there was one I could do a tie on, this would definitely be it.
And the hardest thing too for me is, obviously I'm an original guy. I like the original Kiss more than any lineup. Yeah. Because that's what it was. Mm-hmm. But I love Eric Carr. Like every Kiss fan loved Eric Carr. He was always like just the coolest person. Stories I've heard about him, like with fans, just a cool dude, honest. He's basically said he was never really a full-blown member. He didn't get a say in anything. He was just, a hired gun. But fuck, man. Detroit Rock City's good because they open with it. They've closed with it in the past. So for it to be an opener / closer, that gives that a lot.
I think we just have to go.
Great fucking opener too.
It is, man, but I think Detroit Rock City just takes it
I think you're right.
Because of the power of
anywhere else on the track listing for Creatures of the Night. Creatures of the Night probably would have taken it.
Yeah, it would have.
I think it's one of the best songs on the whole record.
Yeah, like even Creatures versus God of Thunder, probably pick Creatures. Creatures versus Shout It Out Loud. Like those.
Creatures versus Shout It Out Loud, I definitely would have taken Creatures.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that one's no question for me. But for me, I guess we got to give it to Detroit Rock City out of respect for the.
I'm trying to be unbiased.
Yeah, I know, and it's one that I told myself before we did this. It's like
if Destroyer wins, I'm fine. If Destroyer wins. Yeah. Kiss is represented.
I'm pulling for Creatures, man.
I'm pulling for Creatures, honestly, because it's my favorite Kiss record. Second favorite. Love Gun's my favorite, but Love Gun is kind of gets shaky on side B. So
yeah, we'll give it to DRC. Here.
Okay.
All right. The King of the Nighttime World versus Saint and Sinner.
Night Queen. King of the Nighttime World coming out of the wreckage of Detroit Rock City. The feedback from Ace's guitar. They even did it live. That is
that's cool.
Banging
That's really
song.
cool.
Paul's vocals are so crisp and clean on this track.
Yeah.
That simple marching band beat throughout the song. Cool pentatonic scale from Ace, which he's known for.
Yeah.
Dude, I love this song, and I wish this song was a hit and not some of the other ones that are hits.
This is the point where I got to bring up my
and then
Spotify one.
I'll do Saint and Sinner real quick while you're looking at that. This one of the coolest Gene vocals. I'll let you listen to that real quick.
It's I remember King of the Nighttime World. It's Saint and Sinner. I have to refresh myself on. Saint and Sinner. Yeah, okay. Cool. It was so early on when I listened to it, I kind of forgot it.
But. Yeah. Saint and Sinner, cool Gene vocal. The line, "You're a saint, I'm a sinner, and the deuces are wild." The way he says it or sings it, it's so cool.
The way they put things together on the whole album are really cool.
Yeah. The bass has a great tone. Again, Eric's drums just fucking. The guitar solo, though, on Saint and Sinner, it reminds me of a cross, which, I mean, they're kind of the same kind of sound. Very 38 Special, Molly Hatchet vibe on the guitar solo. Very Southern rock.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't sound like Skinner's, I'm okay with it. But overall, I like that song, too.
King of the Nighttime World, I gave it the gimmicky rock and party song, the Kiss. It's the Kiss song, follows that kind of ABC, AB formula. You get verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus, and then an outro. That one, not a ton of notes on. I have a lot more notes on my Creatures of the Night stuff here. Well, there's Destroyer,
which is actually good because I mean, and on our Patreon, on here, the guys were commenting on this like crazy.
Yeah,
that's probably. So far, that's definitely the most commented on post that I've made is that we were doing this, and everybody seemed to be pretty excited about it. And like I said, Destroyer is the Kiss studio album that everybody knows. That that picture, the cover is like posters, t-shirts, it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's what as far as Kiss goes.
And they just put out the 45th anniversary of it and like this huge box set. It's beautiful, 45. But I can't fucking spend $300 on an album that I already own 4 times.
Yeah, you don't need to.
And for the demos and stuff, it's cool, but I have some of those from the box set that came out in 2001. But yeah, the Creatures box set that's coming out, definitely getting that, like no question.
Let me hear that. I need to hear that chorus riff again and yeah, that's it. Okay, so
I'm a saint.
Yeah.
Deuces are wild.
Chorus doesn't have the Saint and Sinner chorus doesn't have the chord progression. Rather, it's that riff. I fucking love that riff. That is a cool riff. The bass really plays the rhythm on this one. Just that's kind of keeping where your leads go and all that in place. This is one where I wrote love Ace's guitar on this one. Obviously it wasn't him. The bridge is really sweet to the outro. I like that. And then kind of an old school breakdown there with that. Like it's like an original breakdown, because a breakdown now is totally different than it was then.
Yeah.
Bridge, breakdown, kind of same thing. I really like that part of the song too. So yeah, Saint and Sinner is a cool song. That riff, man.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I want to listen to it again, like right now.
I had to because I forget, when I listen to a whole album.
Well, and that's what I was doing because we were kind of running behind today, and I was like, "Fuck, I want to listen to Creatures all the way through one more time." So that's why I was like, "Okay, 9:30."
Yeah,
because I can skip a couple of tracks because I know them like the back of my hand. But like Saint and Sinner and Saint and Sinner, what were the two that I really wanted? Saint and Sinner and Killer and Danger. Those were the 3 that I wanted to get in my head before we did it. This is a tough one.
I gotta go Saint and Sinner on it myself,
okay,
man.
Like I said, King of the Nighttime World is one that I wish it was a hit. But I really like Saint and Sinner. And it's for Gene to do something, which I say that, but I don't mean it, because right now, Eric Singer's a great singer in the band. singer.
Yeah.
But Gene is, as he gets older, dude, his voice is fucking just, it's It's smooth.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say it, Paul can't sing anymore. And as much as I love him, he's probably my favorite vocalist of all time. But
well, yeah, by proxy,
it's older. He's older, man, and he blew his wad.
Yeah.
I'll give this one to Saint Center as well. As much as I love King of the Nighttime World, I'll give it to it.
All right.
God of Thunder?
God of Thunder versus Keep Me Coming. Track 3 versus track 3 here.
All right. God of Thunder, I have. Kid's voice at the beginning was terrifying to me as a kid.
Okay. Yeah. No, you can keep doing your thing. I'm just refreshing.
Okay. Gene's bass and Peter's drums are carrying the song, the rhythm section. So glad Bob Ezrin talked Paul into letting Gene have this one, even though Paul wrote it and recorded the much more upbeat demo. If you've never heard that.
No, I've never heard that.
Check that out sometime. The sound effects add to this track because it's so over the top produced. A lot of the tracks, like Detroit City, you can find that one without all the car crashing shit and everything. Yeah. I prefer that version unless I'm listening to the whole album. Then I want to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
But it benefits this track, obviously, because it's God of Thunder and you want a lot of, ambiance. And it really adding a crunch to Ace's solo, the effects that they put on it. For Keep Me Coming, it's Led Zeppelin meets 80s Kiss. Great solo by Vinnie Vincent. Easily could have been on Lick It Up instead. You see where they're going because Lick It Up's the next record.
Yeah.
Paul's ooze out of the solo is gymnastics. And again, the drums. Fucking Eric Carr fucking slays. That's all I got for that.
So the Led Zeppelin thing, I'm glad you said it. That shows up in 2 places on here, and that's one of them, that riff. God of Thunder, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Underground. Never forget playing and unlocking the Kiss one. That's the coolest thing. And just like skating around them while they're.
It plays a video too, right? Of them doing it live, I think.
Well, they play on stage and you skate around them. There's a video. Yes, there is a video too.
Okay.
But you can skate around them and shit while they're playing on stage. Pretty cool stuff. One of my favorites. It's almost like oddly mixed because it's kind of quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening to it on my monitors, and I was like, "This is okay." I always wondered when I heard it in the car or on headphones. It's like it's just a little weird. I mean, nothing wrong with it. It's, like you said, it's that way for a reason because
it's of all overproduced
ambience and stuff. Yeah, it's a little.
Also, I forgot to note though. I don't know if you noticed it, but the drums are in reverse.
They're in reverse.
They are in reverse.
Huh.
Yeah.
Like you can hear that reverse in the. So I'm gonna have to listen for that again. I didn't notice. Because I'll be honest with you, I didn't listen to this one. I just kind of like put it on, skim through it because I've heard God of Thunder a lot. So I was like, I'll leave it be.
Live it's very different. If you listen to the Destroyer track and then you listen to like Alive 2, the drums are totally different.
Okay. Keep Me Coming, sweet track. Everything fills in right around that drum beat.
Mm-hmm.
Everything just kind of fills in. It keeps me coming. You got to keep me coming. That's what I said, man.
I wish they would have spelled it CUMM.
That would have been cool. Yeah. That'd be total Kiss.
Yeah.
And that riff, dance down. That's Zeppelin. That's Jimmy Page. Yeah, that's a very Jimmy Page-esque riff, and you're kind of in that time period coming off the heels of Led Zeppelin's height of the late 60s and 70s. So kind of following that. It's a bit. It could be, if you're a music snob, you could call it a bit dated now, but not then because it was 82. It's not that far removed from
Zeppelin finished in 79.
So it's not now, and I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that would be like if someone were to critique it, that's what they would say. But no, it is kind of that southernish sound.
I critique Kiss.
Well,
I have to.
Yeah,
I'm a historian.
Anyways, this one's, I mean, God of Thunder.
I like Keep Me Coming a lot.
I do too, yeah.
But God of Thunder is a fucking staple, dude. Like,
it is.
And it's the coolest part in the show when they do it. Gene flies, and right after his bass solo spits the blood, he flies up into the fucking whatever they're called, truss.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah. And then the drums.
Yeah.
That the live drums are so cool on that one. But yeah, and his bass is just so fucking heavy. But you can't tell on this, like I said, because it's so overproduced.
Yeah, it's one that, so Kissology Volume 1 I have. Is would I see God of Thunder on that?
I think so.
Because it's 76.
Yeah.
Kissology 2 would be that.
I got my airplane mode turned on. I don't remember what all's on it. I know the Paul Lynde Halloween specials on there, and they do like Detroit City, King of the Nighttime World, and Beth.
Well, okay, if they do that, then
but they don't do it on. They don't do God of Thunder. I don't remember what live shows are on Kissology 1.
Okay,
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
I haven't watched it in forever, man.
I want to get. I want to say yes because they're expensive now.
Fuck, they used to just be at Hastings, man. I wish I would have just got them all when they came out.
Oh, you can get Volume 1 on eBay for $10. I actually need to rebuy all mine because I wore mine out. Where is it? I want to say there's the Japan show on here. Kobo in 75. Paul Lynde. Yeah.
Holy shit, $171.
Yeah, Budokan from Tokyo. It was an HBO special. God of Thunder's on that. It's on this too. Right after Paul Lynde.
Wow, Kissology Volume 1 brand new on Amazon is $138. Volume 3 is 92 to 2000.
Oh, and it's on the Love Gun show from Houston.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can see it, 2 different versions on there.
Great Expectations from Destroyer versus Rock and Roll Hell from Creatures of the Night.
Okay. This one's going to ruffle some feathers if it ever gets out of the Patreon walls, which I think we will do. I think when we get to the finals, we got to release them because these are fun, and I want people to hear them to know that we're not just wrestling nerds. We also are music nerds.
Like the music, man.
Great Expectations, often overlooked song. I've always enjoyed it. Gene is an underrated vocalist, like I said before, and the sexual perversion is something to behold on this one.
I knew this would be a song that you cherished.
Yeah, I love it.
Listened to it, I was like, "This is a fucking Tommy song."
I love it, dude.
Not that I don't. No, and I know, not that I don't. I'm just saying, like, I heard it and I was like, "This is Tommy's 70s, 80s. This is the sound right here that he digs."
Yep. And people hate this song, but I love it. Children's choir adds to the uncomfortable feeling the song gives you. In the end, a great track that doesn't get enough love. They did it on the Kiss Symphony show in February 03, and the DVD is awesome for that, but it's the only time they ever played it live.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and it's pretty fucking cool because you get the orchestra and choir and all that stuff.
I was wondering how they did that. If they did it live.
It's pretty cool. Rock and Roll Hell, written by / with Bryan Adams of Cuts Like a Knife fame. And
Cuts Like a Knife fame.
Bass and drum heavy. Gene with more echo and reverb than I've possibly ever heard. Driving groove track, first recorded by Bachman Turner Overdrive after Bachman left, but reworked and slowed down and heavied up for Gene. And Robin Ford was the.
So this is not an original Kiss song?
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah. But Gene sat in with Brian and what's Jim Valiance?
Jimmy Valiance,
I think is his name. But he sat in with him and reworked it to better fit Kiss.
Okay. You good?
Yep.
Great Expectations. It's a very major key song. It's very kind of like it's got that happy feel to it, but like you said, with the kind of perversion mixed in there.
You're sitting in your seat. Then you stand and clutch your breast. That line always cracked me up as a kid.
I don't know why I noted it, but I guess I really liked the kind of mini sustained note after the solo and chorus 2 or 3. I really liked that, how they kind of come back in while it's still ringing out. And then the opera-ish kids thing it kind of makes it feel Christmassy.
A choir?
Choir, yeah. I didn't know what to write, but opera-ish kids. The choir-y feel kind of makes it feel a little Christmassy. But I didn't dislike the song. I thought it was one of those that, like, it had its place on the album. Track 4 is probably a perfect spot because you kind of get your rocking out of the way, and then you get to this
slow it down
vibe.
and then you pick it back
up. Yep,
building a perfect set list.
Rock and Roll Hell, that kind of changed now that I know it's not an original, but still, Rock and Roll Hell, I think it's a really cool song. Driving bass line, nice and thick. I love that. Get me out of this rock and roll hell. Take me far away.
Another note that I forgot to make on this song, real quick, before you finish up. Ace covers this song on his Origins Volume 2 album that came out a few years ago.
Is it different? Is it like a lot different? Or?
It's pretty similar, actually.
Okay.
Ace could have easily played on this one.
And then I also like the kind of chords that they let ring out at the end of it, the chorus, while Paul comes back in singing. But this one, Rock and Roll Hell song's pretty cool, man. Just very beefy, and all the drums, the bass, the guitar is cool. And then Paul, that is him singing, right? Gene. Okay, so I have a hard time telling them apart with certain songs. If it's that
a lower register,
the lower register is where I have a hard time. Well, then Gene, I like when he comes in singing over that kind of chord ringing out at the end of the chorus.
I feel like Creatures is Gene shines on this one as a vocalist.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much he's singing on there.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have did my research a little better on that, but I figured I had you to help me out on that.
I'm just here to pull in the reins. I'll vote first, honestly. I give it to Rock and Roll Hell.
I do too.
I love Great Expectations, but against that fucking beef track,
so thick, dude. It's such a thick track.
It's hard. Like Great Expectations versus another ballad would have been easier.
Yeah.
But Creatures, I mean, the closest thing to a ballad on Creatures is I Still Love You, and I don't even really consider that a ballad.
I have a similar note to that on there. So
okay. Yeah, so I'll go Rock and Roll Hell on that one.
Cool. Okay, let me.
So I think we're 2-2.
Yeah. Recapping Danger. I gotta. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Danger. Yeah. Flaming Youth from Destroyer versus Danger from Creatures of the Night.
Okay, this is a tough one. Flaming Youth, honestly, one of my favorite Kiss songs. Finally heard it last time I saw them in Rogers, Arkansas. It made the show for me, other than them wearing the Creatures outfits, which is kind of funny that we're doing this. And
yeah, it's kind of a combo there. A little throwback.
Yeah. This sound is what would carry on throughout the rest of the band's original run. It's debated on if Ace or Dick Wagner from Alice Cooper, and he also did the solo on Sweet Pain, plays on this track. Sweet Pain is the next track on Destroyer that Dick Wagner does play the solo on. Bob Ezrin made it a habit of bringing outside people on albums he produced, usually someone from a band he'd previously worked with, like Alice Cooper. But doesn't matter. This track fucking rips. Classic Kiss sound. And then on Danger. I have excellent vocal by Paul. Eric is crushing the drums. That sound he got is out of this world while recording. Gave us a heads up on what was to come. Kind of like preface that before. Jimmy Haslip on bass here. Clearly doesn't have that Gene tone on the bass. It's a different vibe as far as the bass track.
Yeah.
And Vinny does solid work here. Not as Killer Bees solo he usually does. because he usually just shreds, and
Yeah,
here it's a little more melodic.
Gotta do it a little differently.
Yeah. Well, they were still trying to say it was Ace. So.
Yeah. Flaming Youth is that, rebellious teen song gonna set the world on fire.
Yeah. My parents think I'm crazy.
The bluesy driving bass and the bluesy post chorus as well, showing the roots. And higher and higher. That's that's all I wrote down on Flaming Youth, but it's definitely a cool song, and it's kind of that. It's just your classic Kiss song, It's that era of Kiss. You're like, oh, cool. And now, did you say this one? You said you finally got to see it live when they played here. They didn't normally play it live.
They hadn't played it live. They did it on that tour, obviously, since I saw it, but they hadn't played it live since the Destroyer tour. I think they did it like one-offs, like maybe like because they did that convention tour in '95 before Unplugged, where they played Unplugged.
Okay.
And I want to say they did bits and pieces of it on those, but that's the first tour they've done it since '76.
It's for some reason, you talking about it maybe but it seems like a song that, as a Kiss fan, like a diehard, you'd be like, man, I really want to hear that one live.
Yeah.
Because it just kind of fits with all the other ones they have, the main live set songs.
And had I not looked at the set list and watched videos of that tour and just been excited for it, I hate surprises, but I like them. So had I not known and like been surprised by it, I would have lost my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Which I did anyways. And it was cool because they did like on the screens, they played like montages of the original band and like pictures and videos of
just because of the history.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, but this is another tough one.
Danger. It's got that 16th note intro on guitar. Fast Kiss drums. Anyways, I dig the drums a lot. A lot of movement and skill shown on the drums, and I really enjoy it's just a metal thing, but the crashes on the emphasis, any kind of emphasis note or spot in the song, you hit that crash with the bass pedal.
Yeah,
I love that. I've always been a fan of that. It kind of sounded like a double guitar solo at the end, like there was two going on at once, it sounded fine. It was cool. One was playing the highs and one was playing the lows, almost harmonized, but not quite. Like, it wasn't that typical harmony, but technically it would be a harmony.
Yeah. I have a question for you. What year did Kill 'Em All come out? Metallica?
83.
Okay, because I wanted to say
I checked myself, but I believe it was 83.
I thought I remembered something about Eric coming into this bringing a Metallica record in, but I don't know what it was. Oh, no. I know what it was.
Yeah, July 25th, 83.
It was Shout at the Devil. He brought it.
Oh, okay.
He liked Tommy Lee's drum sound and wanted to kind of
that fast.
Yeah.
Too fast for love.
Beef it up, but like make it just super like drum heavy. And they
talking about this song, Danger?
Yeah. Well, not this song in particular, but this whole feeling of the album. He wanted a big drum sound, and they kind of obliged since they fucked him on the Elder.
Because you listening to Destroyer and Peter Criss is awesome, but Destroyer and Creatures of the Night, it's two totally different drum sounds, but one of the main parts being that it stands out a lot in Creatures of the Night. Not that Peter's don't.
But Eric's sound was perfect for the time.
Yeah, man. It was, those drums sound really good.
And I mean, if he was still around today, woo.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, I don't know if Kiss would ever got back together if Eric Carr was still alive. Just my opinion. I mean, probably for money. I think eventually Eric would have came back. Money to be had, man. Money's a big deal, especially
money on the table. Gene, yes.
This is a tough one for me because, like I said, I have a soft spot for Flaming Youth.
Yeah, I'm a Me personally, man, if it helps at all for your decision, I
Yeah,
go
it would.
Danger.
Okay.
I'm Danger, man. I like
Okay.
that song.
Um.
Danger, danger. Now my pen's not working. Come on, you.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Danger. I'm just kind of, yeah.
Why is this pen not working now?
I really like Paul's vocals on Danger.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
Not that I don't on Flaming Youth, but it's Flaming Youth is just one of those like you said. This album is like an overproduced Southern rock album, but with hits.
Yeah. Sweet Pain versus I Love It Loud. Track six.
Sorry, I had a burp. I had chili last night, so I'm gassy.
Oh yeah.
2 Gene tracks versus each other here.
Oh really? Okay. Yeah. Sweet Pain. Yeah, I had
Sweet Pain.
Yeah.
My love will drive you insane. Sweet Pain on an album full of some of the most well-known Kiss songs. This and the previous Flaming Youth are often overlooked. Gene again slays vocally. Love his voice on this one. Something about his gruff undertones while still really singing is always cool. Also see Ladies Room from Rock and Roll Over and Christine 16 from Love Gun. That's the vibe vocally I get here. Really enjoy Peter's drumming. While simple, it's not often I can brag about his style. I said that earlier. Really fits the vibe of the record. And then I Love It Loud. Brief notes. Heavy song, prefer studio version. I always loved the video as a kid and still do. They've remastered it with YouTube. They've remastered it. It still looks, other than like the parent scenes with the kid coming in all zombied out and shit, like the live parts of the video are fucking cool. And those outfits I love those outfits. Paul's fucking leopard guitar and shit. Cool lyrics. I've just heard it so much. If I never heard it again, I'd be a better person for it. Other than the live version. The studio version's cool. Love the studio version. That's what we're
talking about.
Yeah, we're pitting them against each other. So I have to tone that out of my head, but I had to say it out loud to make myself feel better.
Sweet Pain, very Zeppelin-ish intro riff. Chord progression with a little lead mixed in. Bluesy bridge to the third verse / chorus. And then it sounds like triplet strums. I could be wrong, but I was counting it and I was like, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Could be
over the 4/4 time signature or whatever. I didn't look up the time signature. I think it was, but it sounded triplet-ish.
I gotta keep talking. I'm listening. I gotta hear it now though.
But Sweet Pain, definitely a cool song overall, and like a Sweet Pain. Yeah. I Love It Loud. It's got that iconic sing-along at the start. Whoa. And then the verse is very, I don't remember the name of the Aerosmith song. I'm not a big Aerosmith guy. Da 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 da.
Hot Tramp, Daddy's Little Cutie, Ragdoll.
So this one is that way he sings it is very Aerosmith-esque of that.
You don't got to be afraid. Get down. Love is like a hurricane. Street boy. No, but I believe it. I always sang paraplegic at that part when I was a kid. Paraplegic. And I literally thought that's what he was saying because I was a kid. I didn't.
Handicapped person. It's a gimmicky Kiss song, but heavier. Very thudding drums driving the song, and then the fade out, but fades back in, and then fades out.
It's so weird.
I was because it started fading out, and there's like a minute left, and I was like, "What?" And then it kind of fades back in, and then
it's weird. They even play that part on the video too. It's strange.
Let me do a little piece of Sweet Pain again here because that's
I heard it. It sounds like 3 strums. You're right. I never noticed it before.
Yeah.
it's a cool fucking song.
It is, man. It is. As far as who I give it to, I really like I Love It Loud. But I really like Sweet Pain, man.
I have to give it to Sweet Pain.
I think we might be agreeing on this one too.
I think that's better, honestly, if we agree. I don't know. I feel like I'm being too negative towards I Love It Loud just because I'm tired of it.
I think Sweet Pain is more of an original Kiss song, other than the kind of Zeppelin-y guitar sound, but whatever, dude. Everybody was doing it. It's right. It's not like they're playing Kashmir. They're just
right. It's Kashmir.
It's just a Kiss song.
Yeah.
And I Love It Loud is as well, but I want to give it to Sweet Pain because it's just a Kiss song.
I'm going to make this easier, I think. I Love It Loud is more of an anthem than it is a song.
Yeah, and maybe that's why I'm not grabbing it so well.
I mean, it's cool. And like I said, I fucking love that video. It's probably my favorite Kiss video.
And I feel like that's got to be one when they play it live that it's like, oh, come on! And everybody's doing it, you know? Yeah.
And Gene goes, you know this one?
Yeah.
Sing it. Well, it goes like this. Yeah, it's like, all right. Like after the first one, I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm done singing.
Okay.
Sing, bitch.
Yeah, let's do the Sweet Pain, man. I think that's fair. We're 3-3 right now.
It's tough. We're down to what? 3 left.
3 left because the last song doesn't really.
Somebody's got to win regardless.
Yep.
And there's only 9 tracks. So.
Shout It Out Loud versus I Still Love You. Classic hit. And really my only note for Shout It Out Loud is it's a classic hit.
Yep. I have a little more than that.
Cool. I'll use yours.
Keeping that upbeat party going with possibly their second or third biggest song, depending on if you go by charting success or how many times you've heard the fucking thing. Classic, yes. Great song, yes. Do I ever need to hear it again? No. It's a skippable track for me. However, love the attitude and guitar solo. The trading off of the vocals is a cool Beatles tribute that I think Paul and Gene could have done more.
Ooh, I like that note on that. That it is a Beatles tribute.
Yeah, I mean those early, that, and then those early, the first 2 records really, their harmonies are fucking Beatles. I mean that you can tell they were so influenced by that, and I mean coming out of that time. I Still Love You. It's haunting. Perfect vocal from Paul. Eric does a great job playing bass on this track. He really was a great fit for Kiss. Excellent live song, but this, as a studio track, showed Paul was taking over in the 80s. And again, Robin Ford on guitar here. The lead. Paul plays the rhythm, of course. But yeah, Eric plays the drums and the bass on this song.
Okay.
I thought that was cool because he learned bass just to play this song.
Just to play this song?
Because Gene wasn't in the studio. Couldn't be
like I said, it was Shout It Out Loud, man. Shout it out loud. For me, it's another one. It's like Sweet Pain. It's a Kiss song.
Yeah.
Dude. It's God of Thunder, Detroit Rock City. Just it fits in with the record, Destroyer, and yeah, man. Shout It Out Loud. It's just a classic. I've heard it a lot. I'm not like, oh my God, I fucking love it.
Yeah,
because it's just, for me, it's like, yeah, it's cool. It's a Kiss song,
The intro to it, the
yeah, that's cool. I like that a lot.
The guitar just singing this. Mm-hmm. The lyrics is cool.
Literally singing the same notes and lyrics. I Still Love You. It's in a 6/8 time signature. With that, the reason why is because the chord he's strumming is 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 down 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 down. I know that is not what it sounds like.
It's pretty close, but
anyways, the minor chord. The minor chord picked, dark sounding, kind of a ballad of the album. If there were a ballad on the album, this is it. Yeah. Evil sounding chords at the end of the chorus when it's like da dun, very
Dun,
very
dun, dun.
Sabbath-esque. Yeah, it's a very dark
Yeah.
ballad. If it is a
Ominous.
ballad. Ominous, yeah. I said Ace rips the feels on guitar. It wasn't Ace, but we'll give him the credit. He
Ace,
does
you get
though.
credit
Guitar,
only.
man. Yeah, credit only to Ace. But he kind of the guitarist rips just kind of you feel it through the guitar, the vibe of the song, that very like I still love you, motherfucker.
You fucking bitch, you broke my heart.
Sweet fucking love song and gives you the vibes, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm kind of into it. I'm kind of into this as far. I'm not a big like love song guy.
Yeah.
I know a lot of Kiss's songs they're more rock and roll love songs, but this one's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm giving this to I Still Love You.
I like it, man. I'm good with it.
I like I said, I've heard Shout It Out Loud a gajillion times.
I think that's kind of where I'm at.
And again, I mean, you could trade it off with I Love It Loud, the last track on Creatures. It's an anthem. I mean, it's not like you were talking about getting critical and stuff on music. I could be critical here and say it's not a song, it's a fucking anthem. I Still Love You loud. Is a fucking song. Yeah. You know, it's telling a story. And the Alive 3 version is fucking amazing. The MTV Unplugged version is fucking insane.
That's gotta be cool.
His vocals on that, because I mean, back then Paul could fucking wail.
Yeah.
But it's cool. And like, I was never a really big fan of the studio version as a kid. Now, as an older person,
you appreciate it a little more.
And just my appreciation for music growing over the years, I'm like, holy shit, like I pick out little things, you know?
Yeah.
And like I said, Eric Carr playing bass, it's just a cool little fucking side note, and he nails it here.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet that the drum, that also kind of gives it a bonus point that it's played by, he plays drums and bass on this. So that's pretty sweet. And yeah, Shout It Out Loud is, you know, I'm okay with not hearing it. Yeah, of course. It's a rock and roll all night party song type thing. It's an anthem. But it's you know, if it was, say this was in a 6/8 time and there was a little more going on instrumentally other than just a chord progression, it'd be, you know, it'd stand out a little more. Yeah. I mean, and not that there's not a lot going on, it's just, you know.
Right. And like I said, the trading off the vocals I always thought was cool. And like I said in my notes, I wish they did that more. They don't do it enough. Because I think that benefits both of them, especially live.
Just makes a cooler song, man.
Yeah.
It makes the song more fun, especially to see live. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Beth versus Killer.
Okay. Beth, possibly the birth of the power ballad. Dick Wagner comes back, plays acoustic guitar on this song. The little bit of acoustic that's on it. Peter's voice is fucking amazing. As heard on earlier songs in the Kiss catalog like Black Diamond and Strange Ways, Peter continues to prove he's no slouch when it comes to providing excellent vocals. Highest charting single for Kiss in the States at number 7. That's of their whole catalog. And I mean, just personally, I've always loved that song and could listen to it every day. It's their biggest hit, but it's their biggest hit that I can listen to and not get tired of.
Beth.
Yeah. Because it's so different. It is. It really is. And I mean, at that time, nobody was really doing stuff like that. Especially as far as rock bands. Killer, excellent opening guitar riff. Gene says bitch, and that always pops me. Cool, almost human from Love Gun vibe. But nice and perved up 80s style. My favorite line from the song, though, not just the bitch word, but watch out for your jugular vein, she's a killer. Fucking jugular vein.
The lyrics are cool.
Yeah.
Man.
It's a cool fucking song.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Beth, I'm gonna also check mark the birth of the power ballad possibly, because it's a really good statement on that. That was right on the money. Piano, strings, some kind of brass, pads, just the whole 9 yards as far as that goes. Not, it's just different.
Yeah.
It's
the most non-Kiss song.
Yeah. It's all other instruments.
Yeah.
And it is a beautiful song, well constructed. I as far as songwriting goes, it's pretty good, man. I do like the Beth song. With looking at it with an open mind, I can always look at it and go, it's not fucking metal, because that's my primary thing. But I enjoy branching out.
But you're a connoisseur of music. You like other things.
Yeah, of course.
And you can appreciate as a musician. You can appreciate
a well-constructed song.
Yes,
and put together, and how. Yeah, exactly.
I was looking for the words, and you found it for me.
Yeah. Killer. She's a killer. Fast, rocking. I was actually, before the song starts, I was like, I listened to it and the guitar started playing. I immediately started counting 180 beats per minute. It's a pretty fast song.
Yeah.
In the 4/4 time. Chorus riff is sweet, and I really like that trending down pattern with the riffs. Dun, 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 dun. That's cool, man. And just almost like it's like thrash rock.
Yeah,
here,
it's wild.
It's a kicking song, and yes, to what you said, also like the juggler vein. That's cool as shit. The bitch thing did pop me like in a way when I first heard it. I was like, oh, okay, getting a little TV-14 here.
Settle down, Attitude Era Kiss.
Yeah, Attitude Era Kiss, man. But just overall, a really cool, fast rocking song, man. What about this one? Is this a live track they play, or ever, or just during this era? Maybe.
Which one?
Killer.
Oh no.
What about Beth?
Oh, Beth is a staple.
Yeah. Okay,
even now, Eric Singer sings it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever done Killer live.
I like that Kiss live is so versatile with their who sings.
Yeah,
all kind of sing.
Yeah, they all get their spots. Yeah. Maybe they did it on the cruise. I don't remember though. Maybe a handful of times, if at all.
Yeah.
They might have did it on the Creatures tour, actually. I don't know. Fuck, that's a good question. That's one I'm gonna have to look up after we're done here.
What do you think?
I'm torn.
It's tough.
I fucking love Beth, dude. I love it.
I know that's another song I heard on the record too, that I was just like, I feel like Tommy loves this song.
Yeah,
probably. It's a classic Kiss song.
I love it more because this is what got, like, my mom loves this song. Like, before she knew who Kiss was, she always told me about, because her and my dad saw Kiss together, and I've seen Kiss with my mom, and I've seen Kiss with my dad separately, but they saw them together, and my little sister loves this song. I don't know, man. It's tough. It's one of those ones that I can listen to over and over, but fucking Killer.
That's my thing, is Killer is my kind of song.
Yeah.
But Beth is also, like you said, I appreciate the music. It's nice. It's beautiful piano with some pads kind of humming in the background.
Yeah, I'm
and the
torn.
Strings backing up the piano.
As an overall song, Beth is the better song.
Of course. Yes.
My preference, I like Kiss to be pervy.
Yeah.
And Killer does it for me.
That's what they do.
And fucking Gene is just fucking killing this record, dude. He's awesome on this record.
Yeah.
And it sucks that he didn't play on all the tracks, but I mean, his vocals on this record really cool. But man, fucking Peter Criss can fucking sing a good song.
If I'm with you, whatever your decision is, I'm good with Beth, dude, because it's obviously me. Like, by default, I'm like, I really like Killer because it.
Yeah, I'm going with Beth just being the overall song.
It's just better. It's the song, man. It's a great
now,
song.
Killer versus what's one that Destroyer won?
I don't know.
Killer versus God of Thunder.
Pain.
I would probably if it was Killer and God of Thunder, I would take Killer.
Yeah.
Sweet Pain, I'm still a little torn. I think Sweet Pain's a really good song. I don't know. I mean, both of them are good songs. We'll say that, but I'm going with Beth because it's overall.
Father-in-law is coming tomorrow. Good. He said, "How mad would you be if I come tomorrow?" I'm nodding while I'm driving. I was like, "That's fine."
Nodding while I'm driving. Yeah, she's been up all fucking night.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay, so the next one. He's calling me. Can we pause for the call?
Yeah, I can pause.
I think he accidentally called. We're good.
Okay. I was going to say I can pause the recording and it doesn't even. I don't even have to edit.
Oh,
I found that out last time.
Cool. That's a nifty little tool.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Do you love me? On Destroyer versus War Machine on Creatures. Do you love me? I shit in my pants. Do you love me? You know who wins this for me, but
I know who wins this for you.
We can do this.
But I'm gonna break it down.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Hang
on. Breathing.
You really like my limousine. You like the way the wheels roll. You like my 7-inch leather heels.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck, god damn.
I was wondering about that little reference there.
Yeah. Do you love me? Excellent way to close out the record. That's on both sides. Destroyer and Creatures have excellent ending songs. Yeah. Excellent way to close out the record. Asking that question after an album full of hits, and this song is easily digestible and super fun live. Drums and background vocals are high points. Paul's voice takes over, though. That's Do You Love Me? War Machine, another one written by the great Bryan Adams. He said he had in mind a live song for the band, and they're still doing it live today. Obviously, also used by Taz and ECW. I would say this is my favorite overall track on the record, but it's tough. Excellent way to end it.
All right. Do you love me? I enjoy the format of the verse is kind of statements. He's saying this, this, and this, and then it goes to the chorus. But do you love me? Yeah, exactly.
It's all about you.
You. But do you love me?
Yeah, that's the real question. I'm going to tell you a bunch of statements, but then I'm going to follow it up with one question.
Exactly. And then I like the it must be Paul. I don't know, but that chorus, he says, "Do you love me?" And it's like the little breathing going on there. A little overkill on the "Do you love me?" question, but it's okay.
Yeah,
because the song is
they're going for that pop vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
They think this is going to be a single, and it never was, but it should have been. It could have been.
War Machine, one of my favorite Kiss songs of all time.
And then the drum. Sounds like you're getting hit by a fucking brick when that drum kicks in.
Eighth notes driving, guitar breaks, crashes on the emphasis again.
One up at the hand that feeds you. Set the demons free and watch them fly.
Just overall, man, for me, like this formula to the song with the guitar breaks, da 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 da, sing, da 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 da, sing. Like I love breaks in music where it kind of stops. The drums are just playing, maybe a little bass, no guitar. And then the guitar comes back in. The vocals get their place. The guitar gets its place. And that's another reason why this one. Plus the fucking riff, dude.
Yeah.
Da, da, da. Like it's just a bad motherfucker walking out to do an MMA match. Man,
it's simple too.
It is. It's an easy riff.
It's the easiest riff I've ever learned on guitar.
Yeah. The solo breaks and guitar riff comes back soloed is really cool. And what I mean by that is the solo ends and the guitar, everything's quiet. And
And then the drums come in fucking. You can like if you listen to it like on my record player with the big speakers, literally you can feel the fucking heat like coming off of it. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It hits fucking hard.
If War Machine
for me too.
It's my okay, cool.
I love
I wasn't even saying it, but
I love Do You Love Me,
but
War Machine fucking it's a killer song.
And
it rolls live, but I prefer the studio version. Honestly.
I'm gonna have to check it out live. I've actually never watched. No, I have, and I couldn't tell you what show it was.
Yeah,
but I did watch it live on YouTube once.
I would say try to find either one from the Creatures tour or like 80s. I wouldn't watch it now. It's not as good now. I mean, it's still cool, but it's not as good as it was when they really played with fire.
Okay. Anyways, War Machine wins that. So what are we at now?
I think Creatures took it.
I think it did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4. I think it did.
Yeah, 5-4.
5-4. So
close.
Creatures. I know, man, and I know by default, people, Destroyer wins because it's the record. It's the one, But Creatures, there's just some really cool songs on it, man.
Yeah.
And them doing something different with that and kind of mixing up the band. I mean, apparently mixing up the band with some different members and stuff, although you said not all of them had creative input, but like that helped.
Eric had creative input as far as, he told them he wanted heavy drums and he got them. I'm just saying, like, as far as like voting on like the next guitar player and he sang like Black Diamond live, but he didn't get a vocal track on a record. I mean, he was an excellent background singer, but he didn't get a track on a studio album until Hot in the Shade, which was the last one he was on before he passed away.
In the Shade.
Yeah.
I love there.
Or if you want to sum it up or give it a little acronym or whatever, HITS.
Did they do that on purpose?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, let me look at their discography, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Monster was 2012.
Ugh.
What about Sonic Boom?
Of the two, I would take Sonic Boom over Monster.
What about Psycho Circus?
I like Psycho Circus.
98. Wow, that's an 11-year gap.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Because after Psycho Circus, they said they would never record another album. There's no point. But
I was gonna Lick It Up is the first without makeup. I'm gonna look at the track list here because there's another Kiss song. Wow, yeah, Lick It Up, Lick It Up.
Lick It Up's a pretty good album.
So what's the first album? Has Strutter,
Deuce, Black Diamond, Cold Gin,
Nothing to Lose.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, Hotter Than Hell.
Hotter Than Hell's probably, I would say it's probably my third favorite.
Oh, really?
Love Gun's 1, Creatures is 2, then probably Hotter Than Hell. Hotter Than Hell, just Strange Ways. Peter sings it. It's written by Ace, but Peter sings it. It's a good track.
They have a massive discography.
Yeah.
And let's see. Okay, so all of the solo Kiss albums were 78. Paul Stanley,
September 18th.
September 18th. Okay. Love Gun is before that. Dynasty, Unmasked, Music from the Elder. Interesting. Asylum, Crazy Nights, Hot in the Shade, Revenge, Carnival of Souls. Man, I want to listen to all these albums because
as knowing what you know, the first thing, if you really want to get into them, check out Carnival of Souls.
Okay.
That's gonna be right up your alley.
Okay.
Creatures is heavy, but Carnival of Souls is like metal and grunge had a baby.
They were doing something different
because
it was the 90s. Right?
Yeah, and it's Gene, Paul, Bruce, and Eric Singer.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you would dig that one. I like it too. I think it gets a lot of hate, and a lot of people say it's one of their worst records, but It was because the reunion tour just started in 96 and it kept getting pushed back and they finally put it out. And
it gets a lot of hate, and the first song is called Hate.
I did that on purpose.
Rain, Master. Yeah, of course. Well, you have to be methodical when talking about Kiss.
Well, here's the thing. Is when Carnival Souls came out. It was supposed to come out in like 94. But it kept
was it really?
Back. Yeah.
Music from the Elder. That's interesting.
If you like I want to say Music from the Elder is like,
it says art rock is one of the genres. It's progressive rock as well.
Yeah, it's like opera meets.
It's kind of a concept-y album.
Yeah, it is a concept.
You said that earlier.
Yeah. It's like opera meets, I don't know what. It's a rock opera.
It's a rock opera
with like mythological. It's weird. I mean, like I said, I like it now. I hate it.
I mean, the title, Music from the Elder, sounds like they're like Lord of the Rings is involved in shit.
Yeah. It's strange.
So their makeup was off. Like, so did they ever put the makeup back on for studio albums? When did they do that?
Psycho Circus was.
Oh wow! Okay,
was supposed
to return with it.
Yeah. So, what is it? Revenge, then Alive 3, obviously. Then Carnival of Souls. Technically, I mean, it should have been after Alive 3. And then Psycho Circus is 98. That's after the reunion. And that's another one of those like creatures. They don't even really know who all was on the record. The four original band members only play on one song together.
On which one?
On Psycho Circus.
Psycho Circus.
They only play on one track on that album together. All 4 of the originals.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see these.
And Ace only plays on one other song, which is Into the Void, which was his song. And Peter sings on one song because they were trying to like capitalize on Beth.
Yeah, man, I'm just fascinated by their. Yeah,
it's so fucking weird, dude. I'm
fascinated by their discography.
History is weird.
History, yeah, it's all of it is. There's just so many. I'm always into bands like Priest too, like we talked about last time, where they have a ton of albums and I only know so much of it.
Yeah,
because there's so many bands from the 70s or 80s or should even. I guess mostly those time periods, but that have like 40 studio albums.
Right.
Like they have so many. Motorhead was another one where they have so many studio albums. Now, of course, that's kind of, they run together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like bands with a lot of shit in their catalog, and I like to find the oddities in there.
Yeah, everything's different. Like, I mean, like I said earlier, I'm an OG Kiss guy. I love the original lineup, but I love Eric Carr. I like the 80s stuff. I like non-makeup Kiss. I've always liked it.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, they didn't have makeup on. I'm born in 87. That was Crazy Nights. So
Nights.
When they put makeup back on, I thought the fucking world was coming to an end. I was like, holy shit, like this is it,
It's back.
And that reunion tour was a huge fucking deal, and that's when all that fucking merchandise started coming into like Spencer's and stuff. Like Spencer's was like Kiss shop.
Yeah,
it was wild. But yeah, like the non-makeup stuff, I really like Asylum. I like the sound of that record.
Plus, Animalize is cool.
Animalize is cool too.
Isn't that Jericho's favorite non-makeup? Favorite overall.
I don't know. Is it Animalize?
Is it Animalize? Is his?
I know he likes that the concert they did for MTV after Animalize.
Okay, I might spin that today. I'm feeling a little kissy today, man.
Kissy. All right, let's shut her down.
Let's shut her down. Oh yeah, I got to figure out the next 2 albums.